We're talking about what the saints have said about the virtue of purity. Now, Saint Philip Neri, known as the Joyful Saint, also the second apostle of Rome, who lived in the 16th century at the same time as Saint Ignatius, Saint Charles Borromeo, Teresa of Avila, Saint John of the Cross, Saint Pope Pius V. He speaks about the importance of the virtue of humility as well as avoiding the near occasion of sin so as to be able to practice the virtue of humility. So let's listen to what the great Saint Philip Neri has to say about this splendid virtue. He says that humility is the safeguard of chastity. In the matter of purity, there is no greater danger than not fearing the danger. In other words, the saint is saying we have to be aware of there are dangers surrounding us constantly. He lived 450 years ago, and today it's even many more dangers that surround us. The saint says, "For my part, when I find a man secure of himself and without fear, I give him up for lost." What Neri is saying is a person that is overly assured, confident of his own strength. Philip Neri once saw a bum in the streets of Rome, and he said, "There go I, save the grace of God." Once Philip Neri said, when he was a layperson, "Lord, keep your hand upon me, lest I betray you." When he was a priest, he said, "Keep both of your arms upon me, lest I betray you." Remember what St. Paul says, "Be careful when you're standing, lest you fall. There go I, save the grace of God." Neri also says, "I am less alarmed for one who is tempted and who resists by avoiding the occasions than for the one who is not tempted and is not careful to avoid occasions." So what Neri is saying is what we say when we go to confession, "I promise to avoid the near occasion of sin." That is to say, we want to avoid, with respect to purity, we want to avoid any person, place, thing, circumstance that could be an occasion of sin, that could lead us into falling. And then he says finally, when a person puts himself in an occasion, saying, "I shall not fall," it is an almost infallible sign that he will fall, and with great injury to his soul. One occasion, Saint Faustina said she would overcome one of her major defects, and at the end of the day she fell 7 times more. She asked her Lord, "Why did I fall?" And Jesus said to her, "Because you trusted too much in yourself." So we don't want to trust in ourselves. We want to rely upon God. Remember what the Word of God says. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth.